Your certified Train and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota. And we welcome you back as we continue and get ready for game number 2 between the Pierre Governors and the Brookings Bobcats. John Winkler with you on this Friday evening. A 2-0 win for the Governors in game number 1. And now they will look for another great pitching outing. This time, Hudson Stosher will be the man on the mound for the Governors, as it will be Carter Shufflebein to lead things off. He's the second baseman, followed by George Staley, the center fielder, Sutton Sunshine, the catcher, batting third. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, will bat fourth. Ridge Lineback, the left fielder, batting fifth. Cooper Twilliger, the DH, will bat sixth. Charlie Simpson, the right fielder, batting seventh. Hudson Stosher, the pitcher, batting eighth. And Parker O'Brien, the third baseman, batting ninth. The man that is Cooper Twilliger is DHing for Bridger Babcock will be at first base for the Governors. For the Brookings Bobcats, Trey Christopherson, the center fielder, lead things off. He's followed by Tyson Anton, the shortstop. Jace Bauer, the third baseman, will bat third. Winston Plummer, the DH, batting fourth. Jay Harris, the right fielder, will bat fifth. Tane Frederick, the first baseman, batting sixth. Maxon Jensen, the catcher, will bat seventh. Jude Mendering, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Cooper Schneider, the second baseman, will bat ninth here for the Bobcats. And that is what and Nolan Krogman will be on the mound for Brookings, as he will be the guy that will not hit for Brookings in their lineup. So that's what the starting 9 looks like for both these teams as we're closing in on the first pitch of game number 2 between Pierre Governors and the Brookings Bobcats. We'll return with more of the pregame show of game number 2. We'll maybe get you first pitch coming up here in just a moment. Looking like umpires, once they get their way back out, we are closing in. We should be within 10 minutes of getting started with our second game between Pierre and Brookings. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
KCCR Pierre, AM 1240 and 98.9 FM, a Riverfront broadcasting station.
Step up to the plate with Kathy Sunshine Properties in Pierre, your go-to for buying, selling, and finding your perfect home. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage or a spacious family home, Kathy Sunshine Properties has you covered. We're committed to helping you make your next big move, on the field or in your life. Ready to find your dream home? Call Kathy Sunshine Properties at 605-224-5588. Your home run in real estate.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for nearly 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Are you a farmer in the Highmore area? Do you need a trusted partner for your grain and agronomy needs? Look no further than AgTegra. AgTegra is built on a legacy of farmer-owned cooperatives, providing superior service and relentless innovation for generations. We're committed to your success and the safety of our employees and members. For your grain needs, call Chance Scott at 605-846-1099. And for all your agronomy needs, reach out to Cole Hamlin at 605-871-9572. AgTegra. Growing together for generations.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 a.m. or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
When you're in town for the big game, why not stay where the view is just as great as the action? American and Fort Pierce sits right on the river, offering beautiful scenery, relaxing comfort, and easy access to the ballpark. After a day at the Diamond, there's nothing better than unwinding by the water, and the American always hits it out of the park. Stay by the river, stay in comfort. Call 605-223-2358 to book your room today. American, where the river meets relaxation.
We welcome you back as we get sent for first pitch between the Pierre Governors and the Brookings Bobcats. John Winkler with you on this Friday evening as Bobcats have taken the field for game number 2. Nolan Krogman is on the mound. He will deal with the Pierre Governors lineup that looks like this. Carter Schuffelbein, the second baseman, leading off. George Staley, the center fielder, will bat second. Sun and Shine, the catcher, batting third. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, will bat in the cleanup spot. Ridge Lineback, the left fielder, batting fifth. Cooper Twilliger, the DH, will bat sixth. Charlie Simpson, the right fielder, batting sixth. Seventh. Hudson Stosher, the pitcher, will bat eighth. And it will be Parker O'Brien, the third baseman, to round out the order for the Pierre Governors. Nolan Krogman's numbers so far on the season, he has thrown 9 innings in 2 appearances. This will be his second start, third appearance overall. He is 1-0 on the season, 6 hits allowed in those 9 innings, 3 runs, 1 earned, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts. That ERA is under 1 at 0.78. The whip is at 1.11. Batting average against at 182 for Nolan Krogman. He has had a 1-2-3 inning in his 9 so far. 48% first pitch strike. Batting average, runners in score position, is at 182. So he does not give up many hits. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. And if the Bobcats want to stay at the 500 mark, and they're 9-10 right now, they want to stay at that 500 mark, this might be the guy on the mound to help make that happen. Carter Schuffelbein will lead things off here for the Governors as we are set for our second game of our doubleheader. Here just after 7 o'clock on this Friday evening. First pitch will come in, and a miss for ball 1 as we are underway here in game number 2 at 7:10. 1-0 pitch to Schuffelbein. This is ripped out into center field. Christofferson can't get to it. He slides and it gets past him. Out to second will be Schuffelbein. The throw coming in from the right fielder and Harris. Schuffelbein slips over at the bag, and he is okay as he gets up and gives the celebration over to the dugouts, and it's a leadoff double for the Governors. It could be a single and an error, but either way, Schuffelbein is on at second with his first hit tonight. The Governors had just 3 hits in game number 1, but they open up with a base hit. And it brings up George Staley, the center fielder. He had one of those 3 hits in the first game, scored the game's first run. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Talk about Nolan Krogman in 9 innings of work, batting average against at 182. Well, that doesn't necessarily go out the window. It's only just the first batter, but do kind of go against the trend a little bit for the Govs, getting that first hit of the first at bat of the game. There's a swing and a miss by Staley. Maybe climb the ladder a little bit, and the count's 1-1. 1 for 3 in game 1. He singled the lead off the 4th inning, stole second, got to third on the throwing error with the steal, and then scored on the Dawson Getz fielder's choice. And what was the winning run with the insurance run adding on in the top of the 6th inning. Counts 2-1 here to Staley. He'll be followed by Sutton Sunshine, an early RBI opportunity for this Governor team. Here's a ground ball that'll be to the left side of Schuffelbein. So to the shortstop makes the play in Antonin, and the throw to first will retire Staley, but he does move Schuffelbein, who took off immediately with that ball that was hit to his left, and he was able to get to third without a throw. So there is now a runner on at third here with 1 away, and it brings up Sun and Shine. Sunshine in game 1 went 0 for 5, reached on an error back in the top of the 7th inning in that first game. That'll miss low for ball 1. Again, 0 for 3 in that first game for Sun and Shine. We can go around the horn defensively here in just a little bit for this Brookings Bobcats team. That one will be on the outside edge for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. A little bit of difference in this lineup. This will be missing, it's away. Coming in to score will be Schuffelbein, and it'll be a wild pitch that makes it a 1-0 lead for the Governors. Takes just 3 batters in for the Govs to get their first run of the ball game. And And so nobody on now with one away, but a 1-0 advantage. We had 2 runs entirely in that first game. But yet here we sit, 3 batters in. It's a 1-0 lead. 3-1 count now here to Sun and Shine. And Nolan Krogman trying to settle in here to this ball game. And that will be taken for strike 2, as Sun and Shine thought that maybe that was ball 4. But now a payoff pitch here to Sun and Shine. That'll miss for ball 4, and that will be a 1-out walk. So a double and a walk in the first 3 batters so far. 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the first, and it brings up Dawson Getz. He had one of those 3 hits for the Governors, reached base all 3 times, 2 fielder's choice as he went 1 for 3. Porter Hunsley will run for Sun and Shine. Hunsley threw an inning of work. Usually leads into running foul poles, but maybe get a chance to run now instead. Dawson Getz waits on the first pitch. That'll be on the outside edge for a strike, and it counts 0-1. Defensively for the Brookings Bobcats, Jude Mendering is out in left, Trey Christopherson in center, and Jay Harrison right. Those are the same 3 guys that were manning the outfield in game number 1. Pickoff attempt, and no tag applied by Frederick over at first base. Bowers at third after catching in game 1. Antonin from the mound is now at shortstop here for game number 2. At second is Schneider. Frederick at first. Runner takes off. That pitch was in the turf. The throw to second. Easily stolen base by Hunsley, who wisely put his hand behind him. The slide, when you're used to dirt, your slides start a little bit later than on turf. And Hunsley was able to slide but keep his hand back behind him, so he held on to the base and didn't over slide past second. As the count's now 2-1 as that pitch missed. Here to Dawson Getz. But the Govs are in scoring position again here with 1 out in the top of the first inning. I mentioned Frederick at first, Max and Jensen behind the plates. That'll catch the outside edge, and the count's now 2-2. Dawson Getz maybe disagrees with the call, but it still is an even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The runner on at second here and 1 away in the top of the first. 2-2. That is high for ball 3. On deck is Rich Leimbach. Base hit. Could score Hunsley out at second. That'll miss for ball 4. That's going to go off the glove of Jensen, and all the way to third base will go Porter Hunsley. So it's now runners at the corners with 1 away. Second walk issued, back-to-back walks. Ridge Leimbach, the left fielder. Now to the plate. In game 1, he's 0 for 3, struck out looking. Flew out to the shortstop and ground out to the shortstop. Big spot here for this Governor team. First pitch to Leimbach. Right to the right side for a base hit. It's a 2-0 advantage. Getz will stop at second. First and second with 1 away. Good piece of hitting from Ridge Leimbach to get the RBI single. And the Govs have struck for 2 runs, as many as they had in game number 1 here in the first inning. Second hits already. They had 3 hits in game 1. They've already got 2 here in game number 2. And now here's the DH, Cooper Twilliger. His only at-bat. He chopped out in front of the plates. A good play from Jace Bauer, the catcher, in game 1. That first pitch will miss low and away for ball 1. Sun setting, still got an hour of daylight left before it fully sets, but starting to maybe creep into some shadow areas. It counts now 1-1 as Twilliger swings and misses at that one. Gets on at second, Leimbach on at first. 1-1 pitch misses away. That was off the glove of Jensen, but not far enough for Getz to try and take off for third. Moves the count to in favor of Twilliger, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Twilliger out towards right center field. Harris going back. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Getz will round third. They're going to try and score him. The throw will come to the plate, but it's cut by the first baseman, and it's going to be an RBI single for Cooper Twilliger, his first RBI of the season, and the Govs lead 3-1. Getz was waiting to see if Harris was going to make the catch because he was going to tag to third. But then even with the late jump, there was no throw to the plate as it was cut, so it was double cut. Ended up being caught by the first baseman, Frederick. And there was no play at the plate, so now it's first and second for Charlie Simpson with 1 out. And a fake attempt to Leinbach, with the help of the turf, was able to still slide back to the bag, but did it gracefully back to second base. First pitch to Simpson, that's above the zone for ball 1. Simpson looking to get a base hit. 0 for 3 in game number 1 with a strikeout, ground out, and a fly out. That's outside, and the count's 2-0. And we will have a time called, and Coach Roach will make his way out to talk with Nolan Krogman, who is trying to settle into this game, and already the Govs have scored more runs than they did in game number 1, and we've only got 1 out in the top of the first inning. It is the Blues and Jets playing in game 6 of this first round series. It is a Blues just take a 1-0 lead in the first period, although the referees look like they're maybe going to be talking about something. But they do lead at 1-0 right now as it would stand. And we'll see if that does hold up or not. But they can force Game 7, which would be on Sunday. There is one Game 7, Dallas and Colorado, which will be tomorrow night, and we'll have here on KCCR. That'll be coming in Dallas. That pitch will miss low, and the count's now 3-0 after the conversation with Coach Roach and his entire infield. Charlie Simpson, we'll see if he most likely be taken here 3-0. Pitch will miss for ball 4, and the bases are now loaded here with 1 away in the top of the first inning. And it will bring up the pitcher, Hudson Stosher, who can help himself out. Hudson Stosher just 6 at-bats so far in the season. 1 for 6, looking for his first RBI, and that would be a big first RBI, or his big first RBI of the season, as the first pitch is over for strike 1. He's already got some wiggle room up 3-0. Already activity in the right field bullpen for, as this one is flown out to left field. Leinbach will look to tag. The left fielder going back and Mendering makes the catch. He will tag Will Leinbach and will come in to score to make it a 4-0 lead. With 2 outs now in the top of the first inning. And a big play there from, and I think they're going to maybe look to see if Leinbach left early. Keep the outside of the outside shot open right now. And they will appeal, and he is safe. So that will be an sac fly RBI for Hudson Stosher. An RBI to help himself out. Gets back in the dugout to stay warm. Counts 1-0. Here to Parker O'Brien, 9th man to come to the plates here in the first inning for Pierre. The 1-0 pitch. That one's grounded foul on the third base side. And the evens the count at 1-1. By the way, that goal did be upheld by the referees in that Blues and Jets game. Don't believe we would have Game 7 on Sunday. But we'll have some second round coverage after that Game 7 tomorrow night between Dallas and Colorado. Counts 1-2. Now here to Parker O'Brien as that one caught the outside edge of the strike zone. 1-2 pitch. That'll miss low and away. Blocked by Jensen. The count's now 2-2, and the deuces are wild here in inning number 1. 2 on and 2 outs, and a 2-2 pitch upcoming. Pierre leading 4-0 here in the top of the first. Here is the 2-2. That'll miss, and it's now 3-2. They're really trying to go for that outside portion of the play, did not get it. And now everybody will be in motion here. First and second, Twilligers at second, Simpson at first. Both will take off with the pitch. 3-2 to O'Brien. That one's a jam shot. It's going to be dropping in front of the second baseman, and are they going to say he's out? Now, the ball was missed by the second. Now, looking at that a little bit, I think Coach Rowley's going to talk about that. It looked like the ball was missed by the second baseman, and then he hits the runner in Simpson going to second. I don't think he's going to win the argument, but that ball looked like it was passed, and it was not caught cleanly by the second baseman, and then he hit Simpson. So it should not be a batter's or a runner's interference. Umpires are talking about it. I don't think the appeal is going to be won here for the Governors, but it turns into a runner's interference. Now the umpires are still talking about this. We may not have a commercial break, but okay, they are gonna just uphold everything and make it a end of the inning. So it is going to be runner's interference that will end the inning. That one's one to go back and look at the replay on YouTube at KCCR Sports to see if that actually was the right call. Maybe, that was a bang play at, overall it was a bang play to make. And the second baseman and Schneider tried to grab it and make the tag. Ball was never in the glove of Schneider, I don't think, unless there was something else that knocked out of the hands of Schneider. But it was, that was a really tough look. It looked like maybe that there may not have been runner's interference with Charlie Simpson, but it is still 4 runs in the inning for the Governors. They had 3 hits, no errors, and turns into 2 men being left on base. It will be Trey Christopherson, Tyson Antonin, Chase Bauer, the first 3 hitters. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, Winston Plummer, the DH, Jay Harris, the right fielder, Tane Frederick, the first baseman. That's 4, 5, and 6. First pitch is over for strike 1. Then Maxon Jensen, Jane Mendering, and Cooper Schneider against Hudson Stoscher, who is on the mound making the start for the Governors. That one will miss low and inside to Christopherson. The count's now 1-1. This is Stoscher's second start of the season. He was excellent last Friday as well for the Governors. Seemingly we say that just about every time somebody is out on the mound. They're having an excellent start, or excellent outing. But he was very good in that game against Jefferson, which for the most part for the Governors, you really look at the losses they've had so far. So that'll miss low, and the count's now 3-1. And every loss, the Governors, it's not the pitcher's fault by any means. Most of these guys are leaving their starts with a stat line that says they did everything to win the ball game. 3-1 pitch is grounded over to the second baseman. Scheffelbein will stay down on it. He'll throw to Bridger Babcock to retire. Leadoff man on a 3-1 pitch and a 4-3 ground out from Christopherson to kick off the bottom of the first inning. And he'll bring up Tyson Antonin, the shortstop. Not much positional change for the Governors in this second game of the doubleheader. And by not much, there's only 2 guys that moved around. And the first pitch will miss low and away for ball 1. Because Rich Leinbach is still in left. George Stallions is still in center. Parker O'Brien is still at third. Dawson Getz at short. Scheffelbein at second. Bridger Babcock at first. The only 2 guys that switched, Charlie Simpson was catching. Now he's in right field. And Sutton Sonnenschein, who was in right field, is now catching in game number 2. Counts 2-0 here to Tyson Antonin, who gets his first official at-bats of this doubleheader. First official plate appearance at least. So the count's now 3-0 here from Hudson Stoscher to Antonin, and time will be called, and Sonnenschein will make his way out. For Tyson Antonin, he is hitting .298 so far on the season, with a double in his 14 hits, 6 RBIs, and 13 runs driven in. for Antonin. Hudson Stosher, we go through his stat line here in just a moment. Being his second start and fourth appearance overall. Showing bunt and missing for ball 4. And Antonin draws a 4-pitch walk here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. 10 1/3 innings coming into today for Hudson Stosher. 0-1 with 2 saves, though. 7 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned. 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. A 1.36 ERA and a 0.97 whip for Hudson Stosher. Here's the first pitch. Now the number 3 man in Jace Bauer, and that will miss low and away for ball 1. Jace Bauer in game number 1 in that number 3 spot. 1 for 3 with the double. That was back in the first inning. Made it second and third with 1 out. That'll be above the head of Bauer, and the count's now 2-0. Then J.J. Buckles settled into getting back-to-back strikeouts to end the first. And then it turned into bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth for Brookings. And Buckles proceeded again to make it back-to-back strikeouts to finish out that inning. This will miss high, and the count's now 3-0. That's 7 straight misses now here for Stosher. He's thrown just 1 strike that wasn't swung at so far. Three-0 pitch. That'll miss for ball 4, and back-to-back 4-pitch walks. And this will draw a mound visit here from Coach Scott Rowie. Runners at first and second and 1 away. Here in the bottom of the first inning. 3 make that 4-0 for the Governors on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. A great start with 4 runs on 3 hits in that inning. They used 3 different walks from Nolan Krogman to help score those 4 runs. An RBI sac fly from Hudson Stosher. Cooper Twilliger had an RBI single as well. But it's 4-0 lead here for the Govs. First and second, 1 out. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Winston Plummer, the DH, at the plate. The big spot here in this first inning. It's shutdown inning for the Govs again. That one's over for a strike, and there we go here from Stosher. Leinbach, Twilliger, and Stosher all had RBIs in that first inning, with Shufflebine, who led off with a double, scoring on a wild pitch. That'll miss low and away, and the count's now 2-1. Winston Plummer went 0 for and made that 1 for 3 in game number 1, but now it's a 3-1 count. We might see some activity here in the left field bullpen for the Governors, just like we saw activity in the right field bullpen for Brookings in the first inning. Hudson Stosher trying to find it right now. 3-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Plummer. The count's now 3-2. And Stosher's still a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. Back-to-back walks on 8 pitches in total. All it takes is just 1 ground ball, and we're going to the top of the second. 3-2. That one will hit Plummer, but it looked like he was leaning past the batter's box. It lows the bases, though. I think Stosher might have been asked the umpire, didn't he lead into it and lead through the strike zone? But it's the bases loaded now with 1 out. That was an odd play. Plummer, obviously Plummer was looking at maybe swinging at it, then it ended up hitting him. Again, it looked like he was almost through the batter's box and in the strike zone. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Now, if it was still high enough where it would have been a ball, even if he does lean over and he leaned into it, it's still a ball, it's still a ball. But we have seen a strikeout get called, the guy being hit by a pitch. That one's over for a strike. The count's 1-1. Still, ground ball gets you out of the inning. Corners are in, middle stays back. Ground ball to the corner, they'll go home with it. Back to Stosher, he'll go home with it. But Getson Shufflebein at short and second will try and turn a double play up the middle. Here's a soft line ground ball. This will be fielded by Shufflebein. The only play will be to first, and it will be an out recorded, an RBI ground out for Jay Harris. Now 2 down and runners at second and third. The first run of the game scored for the Brookings Bobcats. First run of the day scored by the Brookings Bobcats. And it brings up Tane Frederick. Frederick, the first baseman, chance to pull Brookings within 1 if he get a base hit. First pitch will miss outside for ball 1. So now second and third. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. 4-1 now our score. We get 2 runs in game number 1. We've seen 5 combined in the first inning of game number 2. That pitch is upstairs, and the count's 2-0. Maxon Jensen, the catcher, is on deck. He did not play in game 1, but looking for his first opportunity to swing the bat here in the first inning. That one's at the top of the zone. And the count's now 2-1 here to Tane Frederick. Frederick went 0 for 2. He drew a walk in game number 1. Frederick hitting at 286 with runners in scoring position, and now he's got a good hitter's count here at 3-1. Base is open over at first. Maxon Jensen on deck for Brookings. Stosher delivers the 3-1 pitch. That one's at the top of the zone and taken for a strike, and the count's now full at 3-2. And a big payoff pitch upcoming. Even with how the inning is gone, can Stosher limit the damage to just 1? 3-2. That's upstairs for ball 4. And the 4th free pass issued here in the first inning, and the bases remain loaded, or now are loaded again with 2 outs for Maxon Jensen. And that will end the day here. Coach Rowley is making his way out. Actually, we'll end the day for Hudson Stosher. So he can't get out of the first inning. And we'll have a pitching change, and we'll tell you the change as Weston Northrup will come to the mound. So the bases are loaded here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and it will bring up Weston Northrup to the mound. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
As we welcome you back, it is still the bottom of the first inning. Weston Northrup is now on the mound, and he will deal with the bases loaded and 2 away. Max Jensen will be his first man that he will face. Northrup was excellent on Tuesday, going a 5-inning, 4-hit shutout in just 56 pitches with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Usually when you pitch Tuesday, you're not available on Friday, but when you throw 56 pitches in your outing, you're available on Friday. First pitch from Northrup to Jensen is popped up, diving for it as Sunshine and just can't make the catch. Fantastic effort there by Sunshine to try and get Northrup out of the inning in just 1 pitch. Instead now it's an 0-1 count here to Maxton Jensen. He is hitting .250 so far, 9 of 36, a double, a triple, and 7 runs driven in for Jensen. Bases loaded with 2 away. Weston Northrup will work from the windup. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That one just misses outside, and the count's now 1-1. Jensen so far on the season, he is hitting .353 with runners in scoring position. 3 of his 7 RBIs have come with 2 outs. 1-1. That one bounces in. Good block there by Sun and Shine with the bases loaded. All you have to do is make sure he keeps that in front, and he does. And the count moves to 2-1. Two-one pitch from Northrup. Ground ball on the left side. Gonna be a tough play here as Getz will field. His throw to first is not in time. It'll be an infield single. And now Coach Rowley wants runner's interference as well as having one called against him in the first inning. He wanted one against Winston Plummer with O'Brien charging for the ball, and I think O'Brien ended up missing him, and if you had just made a small little bit of contact, that we would have seen a runner's interference call be made. But instead, the bases are loaded with an infield single from Jensen and an RBI. We'll have a courtesy runner for Jensen. Hansen will run here for the Brookings Bobcats. So now it's 4-2. Jude Mendering will come to the plate. Again, we can't close the book quite yet on Hudson Stosher, who is still responsible for the other 2 guys on base right now. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll come up inside. Counts 2-0. Mendering in game number 1. He went 1 for 3. He singled in his first at bat, then struck out and flew out. Actually ended the ball game in that first game. 2-0 pitch. That'll miss. And now it's 3-0. Where the Govs have been so good pitching right now, they're in danger of their 5th free pass of this first inning. Making this a 4-3 game. You would think that Mendering's taking all the way. 3-0 pitch will miss for ball 4, and it's now a 1-run ball game. 4-3 here in the bottom of the first inning. An RBI walk. And it's now 4-3 to bring up Cooper Schneider, the number 9 man in the batting order. Schneider went 0 for 2 with the walk out of the number 2 spot in that second inning, or in that number 2 spot in the first game. First pitch, that one will miss. 5 straight misses here for Northrup. Tying run is 90 feet away already here in the bottom of the first. That's upstairs. That's 6 straight misses. And now we're going to have Porter Hunsley start to make his way out, I believe, to warm up. It looks like it would be Porter Hunsley that's going to be warming up. 2-0 pitch. That's over for a strike. The count's now 2-1. Hunsley finished out that first game. I'd have to go back and see how many pitches he threw. He wouldn't have thrown more than probably 15, so he'd have a good 80 left to go if he would come back in. But now the count's 3-1, and this is the 9th man to come to the plate. It is a 4-3 game. The bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here is the 3-1 pitch. That'll miss for ball 4, and the game is now tied. 4-4, and it's the 10th man that will come to the plate. And Trey Christofferson, who started this inning grounding out to the second baseman in Scheffelbein, will now be back at the plate. So that officially shuts the door for, or closes the book for Hudson Stosher as the first pitch is over for strike one to Christofferson. He will be issued all 4 of those runs against on 4 walks and a hit batter. They had a productive out with the RBI ground out from Jay Harris. 0-1 pitches upstairs and the count's 1-1. We could be settling in for a long night between these two teams after a 2-0 first game. We've already hit 8 runs in the first inning of the second game. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-1 here to Christofferson. At third is Jensen, the runner for Jensen. Bendering at second. This will be flown out towards left field. Linebach coming in, can't make the catch. Then it gets past his outstretched glove. 2 runs will come in to score. It is now a 6-4 lead for Brookings here in the bottom of the first inning. Christofferson will get the RBI single and then an air charge to Linebach for another run to come in. And it's 6-4 here in the bottom of the first inning with still 2 outs. That's just their first hits of the game. Scoring that, the 5th run was their first hit. They make that their second hit, excuse me. Max Jensen had a infield single. That's just their second hit. First pitch is over for strike one. Tyson Antonin walked and scored earlier this inning. Here's a ground ball that is foul. And the count is now 0-2. Now Northrop a strike away from getting out of this inning and maybe get everybody getting a fresh start in the second. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, third base side. That is foul. It was fielded by O'Brien. But it was a foul ball, so we'll do it again here at 0-2. Governors will have the top of the order to start the top of the second inning. The 0-2, good block there from Sun and Shine. No offer at it from Antonin. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So another Deuce's Wild pitch with a 2-2 count. 2 on here in the bottom of the first, 2-2. That one's fouled back. We'll do it again here with another 2-2 pitch upcoming. Northrop trying to find a way to end this first inning. The 2-2. That's upstairs. Counts now 3-2. In a bases open. Jace Bauer, the number 3 man in the batting order, is due up next.
Go in it.
3-2 from Northrop. Ground ball on the left side. O'Brien will field. He'll bobble. He'll come up with it. He'll fire to first to finally put an end to this bottom of the first inning. But 6 runs will score in the inning on just 2 hits. There were no errors by Pierre and 2 men left on base. So after 1, we've got 10 combined runs. 6-4. Brookings leads over Pierre. We got a long way to go in this one. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota. As we welcome you back, it is a 6-4 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard for the Brookings Bobcats. As we're just in the second inning, it is the top of the order for the Governors. Carter Shufflebine, George Stalley, and Sutton Sunshine. Anybody who reaches base, it'll be Dawson Getz. First pitch will miss for ball one. Start this top of the second. So we had 2 runs, 7 hits combined with 10 guys left on base. We had 10 guys left on base with 2 runs. 12 overall. I mean, obviously there's more than 12 that just reached base, but 12 guys in total with 2 scoring, 10 left on base. We've had 10 runs in the first inning combined with four guys left on base. The Shufflebine will put this out towards right field. That's going to be missed by the second baseman and Schneider. It's a tough play for Schneider. Maybe a little bit of the sun in the eyes as well, but Shufflebine is on to kick off the top of the second. And we'll see if they label it a hit or an error. It looks like it's going to be a hit. That's a tough play for Schneider to make, and we're okay to add another hit for Carter Shufflebine. And so it is a runner on at first with nobody out here in the top of the second, and the Govs are right back with an opportunity. Shufflebine takes off with a pitch, the throw to second, and a good tag applied, but a better slide from Carter Shufflebine to steal second. And Shufflebine's already in scoring position. It was a strike called to Stalley, so the count's 0-1 as he ground out to the shortstop, 6-3 in his first at-bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's a curveball that drops to the bottom of the zone for a strike. 0-2. Stalley's left foot was making his way out towards left field, so that was a great pitch there from Nolan Krogman. The go-ahead 0-2 in the count. There's a ground ball on the right side. It's to be fielded by the first baseman, Frederick. Shufflebine will advance to third. And the second time that Stalley has moved the runner over to third base in his 2 at-bats. So 2 productive outs from Stalley in his first 2 at-bats of this second game. And now a chance for Sutton Sunshine or Dawson Getz to drive him in. Hopefully it's Sunshine, and then Getz can drive in Sunshine. First pitch swinging, that's lined out to left field. That's down for a base hit. It's a 6-5 game, an RBI single for Sunshine. And just like that, the Govs are right back within 1. And that is hit number 5 for the Governors. And here's now Dawson Getz. Porter Hunsley will go and run again for Sunshine. Which, that craziest thing about Pierre's already got 2 more hits than they had in the first game. We have the same amount of hits that we had in the first game with 1 out in the top of the second. We got 9 more runs in this game already here in the top of the second than we did in the first game. It's a complete different look than what we had in our hour and 37-minute first game. The fact that it's 6-5 here in the top of the second. Swing and a miss. The throw to second will be high. The umpire, the catcher and Max Jensen was looking back at the umpire saying that it should have been batter's interference because Getz swung and he stepped at the plate. But the umpire was shaking his head saying no, and it was a stolen base for Hunsley. As Dawson Getz fouls the 0-2 pitch away, it remains at 0-2. We saw that happen a couple weeks ago in the, I believe, Mitchell doubleheader. Had batters interference. There's a swing and a foul tip into the mitt for strike 3. And there is out number 2. And it brings up Rich Leinbach to try and tie the game up here. Hunsley is in scoring position. Leinbach singled home a run in the first inning. The base hit ties the game at 6 here in the top of the second inning. This will be flown out towards right field. Jay Harris backing up will make the catch and retire the side. Here in the top of the second, but a run does score with 2 hits in the inning, no errors and 1 man left on base. After an inning and a half, it is 6-5, Pierre over Brookings. Make that Brookings over Pierre. Back after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for nearly 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
As we welcome you back, it is the bottom of the second and a 6-5 lead for the Brookings Bobcats over the Pierre Governors. 3, 4, and 5 for Brookings here in the bottom of the second. Jace Bauer, Winston Plummer, and Jay Harris. He might reach his base. It'll then be Tane Frederick. First pitch from Weston Northrup will be upstairs for ball 1. So see if the Govs can kind of settle in. Nolan Krogman settled in that second inning, still gave up a run, but he's still kind of settled in, only facing 5 batters in that first inning. That one's just down the third base line, and it is a fair ball past the diving Parker O'Brien. The throw will come into second. The tag applied. They got him. What a throw from Ridge Leinbach to get the leadoff man out. A strike. Dawson Getz let it go. Shuffleby with a great catch, and the tag applied. And Jace Bauer is out trying to stretch the single into a leadoff double. And there's one down here in the bottom of the second. An excellent play from Leinbach out and left, and a great tag by Shuffleby, who picked it and swung his glove around to get the tag applied. So now here is Winston Plummer, who was hit by a pitch in that first inning. It's now 2-0 to him. Here in the bottom of the second. That was the third hit for the Bobcats. That one will catch the inside edge, and the count's 2-1. So they're only 1 hit away from tying the amount of hits they had in the first game, with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Plummer, that one's off the end of the bat. That's right to Babcock, who had to kind of wait on it. He was standing there waiting for that ball to get there a lot quicker. It was more softly hit, and Babcock does make the line-out catch, and there's 2 down. And it now brings up Jay Harris. Harris had an RBI ground out back in the bottom of the first inning. He's 0 for 1. First pitch will miss low for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's chopped off the plate. It is going to roll its way down the third base line and foul. Counts 1-1. That's the one thing about having the turf infield. Obviously, it was, you say it's on the brown of the turf because there's no dirt and grass, but you have that same type of play at Heights Stadium. That might kick back fair, but it's not going unless there's a rock or something in the turf. most 99 times, probably 999 times of 1,000, that ball is not going to kick back fair. It's going to continue the roll on its path it is. You get pretty much true hops all the way through the infield when it's turf. That one will miss low, and the count's now 2-1. Northrop looking for a minimum inning. Wouldn't be necessarily a clean inning as the count's now 2-2. That caught the outside of the zone. With that leadoff single that was thrown out, trying to stretch it into a double. Line out by Plummer. Now the 2-2 pitch here to Harris. Ground ball up the middle. Getz will field it off a nice hop. The throw from the shortstop position is in time. And somewhat of a 1-2-3 inning. There were no runs, one hit, no errors, and no one left on base. The minimum was hit in that second. It's 6-5 lead for the Governors. Make that for the Bobcats over the Governors. Back with the third inning after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you a farmer in the Highmore area? Do you need a trusted partner for your grain and agronomy needs? Look no further than AgTegra. AgTegra is built on a legacy of farmer-owned cooperatives, providing superior service and relentless innovation for generations. We're committed to your success and the safety of our employees and members. For your grain needs, call Chance Scott at 605-846-1099. And for all your agronomy needs, reach out to Cole Hamlin at 605-871-9572. AgTegra, growing together for generations.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First and Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 AM or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First and Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
It is the top of the third inning, and the Pierre Governors down 6-5 in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. Cooper Twilliger, Charlie Simpson, Hudson Stosher, 6, 7, 8 here for the Governors. The first pitch to Twilliger is over for strike one. In a 6-5 game, top of the third. Governors scored 4 in the first and 1 in the second. Brookings scored all 6 of their runs in that first inning. That'll miss low and away. Counts 1-1. Twilliger had an RBI single in his first at bat. He's 1 for 2 overall today, went 0 for 1 in game 1. Krogman, that 1-1 pitch, that one just misses. Twilliger was looking to offer at it, did not swing, and it was called ball 2. And a 2-1 count in favor of Twilliger to lead off the top of the third. 2-1 pitch is high and outside. Moves to 3-1 now for Twilliger. Good hitters count for the big fella. Got an offer from Michigan State earlier this week. 3-1 pitch is skied out to center field, but Christofferson will barely have to move to his left to make the catch, and the leadoff man retired here in the top of the third inning. And it will bring up the number 7 man in Charlie Simpson. Simpson walked in that first inning and was stranded over at first base. Actually ended up being the runner's interference call on the Parker O'Brien at bat. First pitch is over for strike one. Here to Charlie Simpson. Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2 here to Simpson. Some former Pierre Govs were here for game number 1, but maybe the cold got to him a little bit, and maybe they're catching the game on KCCR Sports. Charlie Simpson will be hit by a pitch, and an 0-2 count that hits him flush in the left thigh. Makes it a runner on first with 1 away, and it's now Hudson. Will be Weston Northrop that is hitting it for himself with Northrop, or with Stosher that was obviously pitching that first inning and hitting as well. He had a sacrifice RBI in that first inning, so he does not record an official at bat, but does pick up his first RBI of the season. First pitch to Northrop is outside for ball 1. Saw Jet Zabel here, got a chance to talk to him a little bit. Looking to find his way to the field a little bit more and more as his sophomore year comes up. this fall for North Dakota State. That one will miss low, and the count's 2-0. Obviously, redshirt that freshman year for the North Dakota State Bison, who enjoyed watching one Zabel for the last 4 years, and we hope that they'll enjoy watching another Zabel for the next 4 years. That one will miss low, 3-0, as unless a certain thing happens to the younger Zabel that happened to the older Zabel at North Dakota State, and the NFL draft calls his name. 3-0 pitch, that's over for a strike. The count's now 3-1. 3-1 count here to Weston Northrop. Good hitters count here to try and make it first and second. 3-1 is a ground ball. That'll be fielded by the shortstop. The step on the back for one. The first is just not in time to get Northrop. Turns into a fielder's choice as Antonin was trying to turn a 6-3 double play himself. But it will be a 6U fielder's choice. And it brings up now Parker O'Brien, who had the ground ball to the right side and end up with a runner's interference call. You get a courtesy runner now for the pitcher. There'll still be a runner on at first here with 2 away. First pitch will be at the top of the zone for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Well, it was a great week last week for the Pierre area. Watch a Pierre Governor get selected in the first round of the NFL draft. That'll be fouled away, and the count's now 0-2. You hope that there's a couple Pierre Governors that can be maybe still drafted here the next couple of years. But regardless if they do or don't, boy, it was a fun experience, and if it doesn't happen again, how amazing that was for this Pierre community to see a guy get drafted in the first round. Got to see the Zabel, everybody in the Zabel household, how awesome that was. The 0-2 pitch, runner takes off. The throw to second will be backed up by the shortstop after it was wide of the second baseman, Schneider. Good play by Schneider just to let it go. Let man steal second and have Antonin back it up to make sure that it didn't go into center field. So now there's a runner on at second here with 2 away. That will miss outside, and the count's now 2-2. They're trying to frame that a little bit better than what the pitch was Maxon Jensen. And O'Brien's got an RBI opportunity with a runner on at second and 2 away here in the top of the third inning. 2-2 pitch. O'Brien swings and misses and will strike out, and that will end this top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 2.5 complete. There is a 6-5 lead for Brookings over the Governors. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in town for the big game, why not stay where the view is just as great as the action? American in Fort Pierce sits right on the river, offering beautiful scenery, relaxing comfort, and easy access to the ballpark. After a day at the Diamond, there's nothing better than unwinding by the water, and the American always hits it out of the park. Stay by the river. Stay in comfort. Call 605-223-2358 to book your room today. American, where the river meets relaxation. Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
KCCR Pierre, AM 1240 and 98.9 FM.
It is the bottom of the third. And a 6-5 lead for the Brookings Bobcats. First pitch is at the top of the zone for strike one to Tane Frederick. As it will be 6, 7, and 8 for the Bobcats here in this bottom of the third inning. Weston Northrop trying to settle in his outing. This will be fouled back, and the count's 0-2. And he was outstanding on Tuesday with the 5-inning, 4-hit shutouts. as he ended up giving up just 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. That will bounce in. The count's now 1-2. Well, that would leave the door open for Hudson Stosher to maybe get a start on Tuesday against the Sturgis Scoopers. 1-2 pitch. This will be flown out towards right center field, backing up on it, and it's over the head of Charlie Simpson out into right field. Frederick will glide into second. It'll be a leadoff double to kick off the bottom of the third. And Brookings is in business to start the inning. A 1-2 pitch that was pushed out into right center field over Charlie Simpson. Here's Maxon Jensen. Jensen had an infield single, RBI infield single that pushed that to a 4-2 game at the time. First pitch swinging. That's a slow roller. Another tough play. O'Brien will field. His throw to first is low, but that's picked out by Bridger Babcock over at first base. Great play there by Babcock. And it's now a runner on second with 1 out. And it brings up Jude Mendering. Mendering walked with the bases loaded. They made that a 4-3 game at the time. First pitch will miss for ball 1. Blues Jets game now 1-1 early in the second period. 29 seconds in. Counts 2-0. Oh, could be 1-1. Maybe the Blues might be challenging for an offside play. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. Well, that is definitely an offside play. That will take that goal off, should take that goal off the board easily. 3-0 pitch will be over for a strike. The count's now 3-1, so that will keep that Blues and Jets game a 1-0 lead for St. Louis. Not even a minute in. That should be a very quick review by the referees. 3-1 pitch. This will be flown out to center field. Coming in will be the center fielder in Stalley. He'll make the catch. And it's now 2 down with the runner on at second. Cooper Schneider will make his way to the plate. He's got a pink bat. Who walked home a run. That tied the game at 4-4. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Scheffelbein will field in the outfield grass, and his throw to first. And the umpire says he's safe. That Babcock didn't have the ball. I didn't see the ball. I didn't see the ball not be in Babcock's glove. I'm not so sure how the runner would be safe over at first base. I mean, if the ball's not on the ground, I think he's got to be out, right? I gotta say he's safe. I mean, the umpires got it together. I'm not so sure with the home plate umpire how he would have been able to see to overturn the call. But it turns into, assuming that it would be an error on the first baseman, Bridger Babcock. It is a tough throw from Carter Scheffelbein, but it looked like Babcock had that ball. But it's now first and third with 2 away. And Northrop will step off. And now we will get back to play. This top of the order now for Trey Christofferson. Govs can't let that one hurt. That'll miss low for ball 1, especially because it looked like it was going to be the third out. One 1-0 count. Runner takes off. The throw will go to second. And Shufflebein will catch it in front of the bag, and the runner does steal second. It counts 2-0 here to Christofferson. The runner at third did not take off. They had an opportunity. I don't know if that was the right guy that was supposed to be in front of the bag or not to try and cut it off. Maybe had a chance to still make the tag, but either way, it's second and third now. 2-0 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. On deck, Tyson Antonin. With a 3-0 count, Christofferson probably taking all the way. 3-0 pitch will be over for a strike. It's now 3-1. Still good hitters count here for Christofferson to try and extend the lead to at least a 7-5, if not 8-5 lead. 3-1 pitch will be upstairs for ball 4. And now the bases are loaded. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. Antonin's 0 for 1. Both of his plate appearances came in the first inning. He walked in the first, then grounded out to end the first inning. Coach Rowley will make a pitching change with the bases loaded again and 2 outs. Second time he's done that in 3 innings. Porter Hunsley will come back to the mound. So that will take us to another commercial break. Bases loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years.
So Porter Hunsley is now on the mound for the Governors. Second time today. He only faced 3 hitters in his first outing, which he got all 3 outs with a strikeout to get the save in that 2-0 win for the Governors in game number 1. Now he's tasked with trying to keep this a 6-5 game with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning, and he's facing the number 2 man in Tyson Antonin. First pitch from Hunsley. This is off the handle in towards center field. Dawson Getz will make the catch. Shufflebein was diving, and thankfully it was Getz that ran in front of Shufflebein to make the catch. So their paths, they crossed, but they did not hit each other. And a great catch by Dawson Getz to finish out the inning. And it took just 1 pitch for Porter Hunsley to get out of the bottom of the third. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. We head to the top of the fourth, 6-5. Governors still down by 1 to the Brookings Bobcats. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Whether you're a first-time buyer looking for a home of your own, or you have an eye on an investment property, First Fidelity Bank has the right mortgage for you. From a vacation home to building your dream house from the ground up. So stop by and get your mortgage loan from us. First Fidelity Bank. First-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
It is the top of the 4th inning, and it's top of the order for the Pierre Governors for the 3rd time in this game. Shufflebein is leading off. Yes, this is his 3rd at-bat, but the 3rd time that he is leading off an inning as well. He led off the 1st, 2nd, and now here the 4th as he takes ball 1 from Nolan Krogman, who settled in, had just one run against in the second inning, and then no runs in the third. This is flown out towards right center field. Jay Harris still backing up. He'll make the catch, and the leadoff man retired, as Shufflebein now is 2 for 3 in the ball game. And it's now going to be George Stalley, who is 0 for 2. 2 ground outs so far for Stalley. Both times he moved the runner from Shufflebein over from second to third. He'll swing at the first pitch and sky this one foul. Giving chase is Frederick, and he will run out of real estate. And it's now a 0-1 count. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's at the top of the zone for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. 0-2 pitch here to George Stalley. There's a line shot into center field. Christofferson going back. He'll range back to make the catch. And there's 2 quickly down here in the top of the 4th. And it brings up Sutton Sunshine. He is 1 for 1 so far. He's walked in the first and singled in the second inning. First pitch to Sunshine. That's a check swing right to the second baseman, and Schneider, who will make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 4th. Still 6-5 in favor of Brookings as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
It is the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 6-5 lead for the Brookings Bobcats over Pierre Governors. And it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Jace Bauer, Winston Plummer, Jay Harris. Anybody reaches base, it'll then go to Tane Frederick. It has slowed things down in scoring-wise in the last couple innings, as it was 6 runs in that first inning for Brookings, but they haven't scored since that first inning. The Governors scored 4 in the first, and they scored just 1 so far in the second, third, and fourth innings, that coming in the top of the second. Jace Bauer, first pitch, over for strike 1 to him from Porter Hunsley, who that was his second pitch of the game. He threw just 1 pitch to get out of that bottom of the third inning with the bases loaded. That'll miss low, and the count's now 1-1. Bauer, again, 1 for 1 so far, walking in the first and singling in the second. And he'll fly this out towards center field. Stalley going back, still going back. Over the shoulder, but can't make the catch. Off his back foot, will throw it in to keep Bauer at just a double. And a leadoff double for Bauer, who is now 2 for 2 in the ball game. And it will be Winston Plummer to the plate now. Plummer was hit by a pitch, and then he also lined down to the first baseman, Bridger Babcock. First pitch. That one's skied foul out of play on the right side. The Blues-Jets game now officially 1-1. A power play goal for the Winnipeg Jets. Tie the game up as they're at the midway point of that second period now. 0-1 count. That one will be at the knees for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. And of course, we will also have coverage after we're done here with the first round game 6 between Golden State and Houston. That one halfway through the first quarter, so plenty of time remaining to get you out to Golden State for that one. This is flown out to center field over the head of Stalley all the way out to the wall. Rounding third and coming in to score will be Bauer. It's going to be a 7-5 lead. A double for Winston Plummer. Back-to-back doubles here to kick off the bottom of the fourth. The Bobcats have scored another one. First time since the first inning. And it's now Jay Harris. Harris 0 for 2 with an RBI ground out. Plummer leads away from second. First pitch is fouled straight back to the netting. The count is 0-1. Tomorrow we've got coverage 1:45 here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. 2 o'clock first pitch between Pierre and Brandon Valley. Be outside, and the count's 1-1. Dylan Simmons will have the call for you from Hyde Stadium, as we'll be at Hyde for the rest of the spring until the postseason, and what will hopefully be to the first round. There's a ground ball right back up the middle. Diving stop by Scheffelbein. The throw to first is in time. What a play by Scheffelbein up the middle to dive and make the play and get up in time to throw him out. That is a 10 out of 10 from Scheffelbein. And there is one down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That one sure looked like it was a base hit up the middle that was going to potentially score Plummer. He's now over at third, but a big first out. First pitch to Frederick was fouled out of play, and the count's 0-1. He had a double back in the third inning. Led off with a double and was stranded over at third base. A 0-1 pitch. That is upstairs, and the count's now 1-1. One pitch. That is missing outside 2-1. Infield is drawn in all the way around. They're going to try and keep Plummer from scoring on a ground ball. And this will be sky to left field. Long run. It's going to be just outside of the infield. Parker O'Brien makes the catch. I don't know how he was able to see that and make that play to get the second out, and Plummer's got nowhere to go. So there's 2 away and still a runner over at third base. And it's now Maxon Jensen to try and extend the lead for the Bobcats. Jensen 1 for 2. RBI so far in the ball game. That one misses upstairs for ball 1. One 0 pitch. Fly ball left field coming in is Lineback. Getz will call for it and make the catch, and that will retire the side. So after a back-to-back doubles, a run does score on the 2 hits, but nothing else after that. No errors and a man left on base. Halfway home in game number 2, Pierre is down 7-5 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. Back after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at envirotechwaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
It is the top of the fifth inning, and it is a 7-5 lead for the Brookings Bobcats over the Pierre Governors. John Wickler with you on this Friday night. And again, we'll have coverage of the NBA playoffs after we're done here with the Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got Pierre Governor baseball for you as the Govs will take on the Brandon Valley Lynx, who lost game one of that doubleheader against Yankton. And then we'll have Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche in Game 7 of that first-round series tomorrow night with a 7 o'clock puck drop. Probably more like 7:20, but scheduled says 7 o'clock with a 6:30 coverage. A puck drop will be closer to 7:15 at least. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Dawson Getz, 4, 5, and 6 for the Governors. To the right side, that's going to get down for a base hit for Getz into right field. He gets his first hit of the ball game. He's 1 for 2. And it is a leadoff man on base to kick off the top of the fifth for the Govs. And it brings up Ridge Leinbach. He'll be followed by Cooper Twilliger. Leinbach is 1 for 2. He also flew out of the right fielder. Swings and misses the first pitch. That was high and away for what would have been ball one. Did have an RBI single as well, did Leinbach. This will be grounded foul to the first base dugouts, and the count's now 0-2. Six hits apiece right now for both these teams. One error for the Governors, no errors for Brookings, so it's 5-6-1 for Pierre, 7-6-0 for Brookings. Oh, 2. And staying alive. Good piece of hitting there for Leinbach. Just spoiled away, and the count remains at 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Outside. Moves to 1-2 here to Ridge Leinbach. Obviously, lights are on here at Brookings. Bob Sheldon Field. We close in on sunset time. There's a good piece of hitting by Leinbach. Goes with the pitch out into right field. And it's first and second with nobody out. And it brings up Cooper Twilliger. So the tying run is now aboard here in the top of the fifth inning. Activity out in the right field bullpen. A little activity in the left field bullpen as well. But Cooper Twilliger will come to the plate after a mound visit here. With runners at first and second and nobody out in the top of the fifth. Everybody will come from first and second of Leinbach and Getz to talk with Coach Rowley, Twilliger, and then Charlie Simpson, who is on deck. All having a conversation with Coach Rowley right now, and that mound visit also allows the chance for a couple more warm-up tosses for the man out in right field. Not so sure if it's a little bit of a stall tactic or They'll give one more batter here to Nolan Krogman. But it's first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the fifth. 7-5 lead for Brookings. Terwilliger with the shot to the gap could tie the game up. Instead, he shows bunt. Misses low and away for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch, showing bunt again. Pulling it back. Now a 2-0 count. Terwilliger 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. Flew out to center field to lead off the third. 2-0 pitch, showing bunt, pulls it back again, and it's now 3-0. I would think that Terwilliger will show bunt and take it, regardless if it's a strike or not. He's just going to let that pitch go by, but maybe showing bunt to... He's going to take it all the way, and it's a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are now loaded with nobody out. So the tying run moves into scoring position. And at least one more hitter. Charlie Simpson comes to the plate. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. Bases are loaded with nobody out. 9-shot base hit. 1 run will score. They will wave the tying run in. Liebach will come in to score. We're tied at 7 here in the top of the fifth on a 2 outs. To make that a 2 RBI single with nobody out for Charlie Simpson. And that will end the day for Nolan Krogman. 7-7 here in the fifth on the 2 RBI single from Charlie Simpson. And we'll see who will be the man on the mound now for the Bobcats. Back after this in a tie ball game here in the fifth. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back, it is going to be Baker Hanson that is going to be on the mound for the Brookings Bobcats, as he is number 4 in the ball game, but number 29 in the roster sheet. So looking at what Baker Hanson has done so far, he has thrown 6, let's see here, he has thrown 5 innings in 2 appearances. He's got 6 plate appearances overall, but 5 innings with 2 appearances. He is 1-0. He's given up 2 hits in those 5 innings, no earned runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout, so an ERA at 0 and a whip at 1. Batting average against at 133. And it is that Blues and Jets game has quickly changed from a 1-1 game to a 3-1 Blues lead. Just past the midway point of the second period. That was not all within the commercial break, but pretty close to being all within the commercial break, and almost was a 4-1 game. But still first and second. More importantly, first and second here with nobody out. And it's Porter Hunsley who will get his first at-bats. Showing bunt, pulls it back, taking it low for ball 1. So Hudson Stosher in his only trip to the plate had a sac fly RBI. Weston Northrup grounded into a fielder's choice. Now Porter Hunsley, his first plate appearance. He's got a 2-0 count. First baseman Frederick is all the way up the line. Hunsley will foul that one back, and the count's now 2-1. Frederick is all about the bunt from Porter Hunsley right now. I mean, he is 15 steps down the first base line. Hunsley now having his first plate appearance. He is 3 for 10 so far with 3 singles and 3 runs driven in. He'll bunt that one. Perfectly placed bunt. Going to be a tough play to first, and he's going to be just in time. There's the first out, but both runners will move up 90 feet to make it now second and third with only 1 out. And a good play overall by Brookings that gets Porter Hunsley, but now it puts 2 runners in scoring position here with 1 out. Parker O'Brien, 6 men to come to the plate. Swings and lines it in the right center field. 1 run will come in to score. They will round the other runner. He will come to the plate. The throw not going to be in time. A 2-run single for Parker O'Brien gives the Govs a 9-7 lead. And O'Brien now 1 for 3 of the day. It's now Carter Schuffelbein. Both Terwilliger and Simpson come in to score on that 2 RBI single. Pickoff attempt and back in safely. This is O'Brien after he had, and that's a quick throw to first base, making sure that he's not celebrating still with that 2-run single. Schuffelbein, ground ball, left side, that's through the hole for a base hit. It's first and second now with 1 away. 3rd hit of the game for Schuffelbein. And it's now George Stalley to the plate. 8th man to come to the plate here in this 5th inning. Already 4 runs have scored in the Govs. The 8th man to the plate. With the Govs have a 9-7 lead. It was pretty good all the way to this point that it hadn't been calling the Governors the 8th. Ground ball, that's through for a base on the left side. They will round O'Brien from third. The throw coming in, cut off, no throw. 10-7 lead for the Govs. A 5-run 5th inning. RBI single for Stalley. He's now 1 for 4 in the game, and it's still first and second. And it's Sutton Sonnenschein, the 9th man to the plate here at the top of the 5th. He's walked, singled, and flew out to second. First pitch is on the outside edge for strike 1. First and second here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Oh, 1 pitch. That's inside, and the count's now 1-1. Dawson Getz, who led off the inning with a single to the right side. Leinbach went right back that same spot for another single. Got this inning going, and they're just about to come back to the plate. Sonnenschein, though, will ground that one through the hole on the left side. It's in there by the 3rd baseman, and another run will come in to score. And all the way to third will go George Stalley. He never broke stride after that ball got through the hole and underneath the 3rd baseman and Bauer. And it's first and third, and it's 11-7 now. Be an air charge, the first air of the game from Brookings. So no RBI for Sonnenschein, but it is still first and third. And it's back to Dawson Getz. Both teams have hit around in this ball game. It's a 6-run 5th inning here for the Govs. Dawson Getz, who is 1 for 2. Pickoff attempt and no tag applied over at first base. So Getz, who singled to open things up, scored on the 2 RBI single from Charlie Simpson. The throw will go to second. The tag will not be applied. And safe at second is going to be Sutton Sonnenschein. So now there are 2 runners in scoring position with a strike called to Getz, with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. And already 6 men have scored. 0-1 pitch, ground ball on the right side. This will be fielded by Schneider. Another run will come in to score. An RBI ground out for Dawson Getz. Makes it a 12-7 lead for the Govs now with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. The runner moves over to third base. And now Ridge Leinbach, who is 2 for 3. Now we're going to get a courtesy runner, or are we going to get, it would be a courtesy runner. Sun and Shine, who is the catcher, will be able to be courtesy ran for with 2 outs here in the inning. So now a chance for Ridge Leinbach to extend the lead. Floats that one right field side, but that is going to be foul. The count goes to 0-1. Leinbach 2 for 3 so far, 2 singles. Ground ball right back to the mound, and it's going to be played by Baker Hansen, and he will flip on to first to retire the side, but not before 7 runs score in the inning for the Governors. They now lead it 12-7 here in the going to the bottom of the 5th inning. A great inning for the Govs to have a 5-run lead now. Back after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Well, we said it in the bottom of the 1st. It was a shutdown inning for the Govs. Did not work out for their favor. They gave up 6 runs in that inning and ended up going down 6-4 after scoring 4 in the 1st. And now it's a 12-7 lead after having a 7-run 5th inning. That one's over for strike 1. And during that time, just because I'm paying attention to it too, during that 5th inning, the St. Louis Blues have scored 4 goals. They lead 5-1 now in the 2nd period. So the Blues and Govs have themselves a pretty good last 20 minutes or so. This will be down the line. That is a fair ball into right field. The throw coming in, it was almost in time from Simpson, but it will be a leadoff double for Jude Mendering. So lead off the bottom of the 5th. But the Blues are trying to force a second Game 7 of the 1st round in the NHL playoffs. And the NBA will have a Game 7 between the Nuggets and the Clippers. That'll be tomorrow. That one's fouled out of play, and the count's 0-1. But outside of a 4-goal comeback from Winnipeg, which there's still 3 minutes to go in the 2nd period and get all the 3rd period. There's still a long game left to go. And the Blues are trying to make it a 7-game series there. There's a swing and a miss. Good curveball there by Porter Hunsley. Gets Cooper Schneider well out in front of it. Oh, 2 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. And tomorrow it'll be 1:45 with coverage. 2 o'clock first pitch between Pierre and Brandon Valley. 1-2. That'll hit Schneider. No, it does not hit Schneider. Count goes now 2-2, and there's a runner on at third. That one looked like it went out off of his foot. But overall, I don't know if, the Govs obviously like the strikeout instead of making it 1st and 2nd. Not so sure they like to have a runner on 3rd, but Hunsley will deliver the 2-2. It will score the run on the ground ball to the second baseman in Scheffelbein. He will make the play, and an RBI ground out for Cooper Schneider. Makes it a 12-8 game. Now nobody on and one out here in the bottom of the fifth. And it's back to the top of the lineup for Brookings and Trey Christofferson. Christofferson has been on base 2 of the 3 times he's come to the plate. He came to the plate twice in the first inning, so in the second, third, fourth, and now fifth, he's only going to come to the plate twice. In the last 4 innings, so obviously, there's still that possibility of coming more than once to the plate in an inning. As it is a 1-1 count here to Christofferson. One pitch. That one is at the top of the zone for a strike. And the count's 1-2 here to Christofferson. One-two pitch. Christofferson, great job to not swing the bat there. 2-2 count. I mean, he was all the way down. He was crouched down. That bat was starting to come through, and he was able to hold it up. A good curveball from Porter Hunsley. 2-2 pitch. That one comes upstairs. And it's now 3-2. Not a bad idea there from Hunsley after throwing that one low in the dirt, and Christofferson almost chasing, but just a bit too high over the eyes of Christofferson. 3-2. That's a slow roller to the third base side. Christofferson just swung his bat at it. There's a throw to first, and Babcock will pick that one over at first base. Another good play there from Babcock over at first. From the O'Brien throw, 5-3 ground out, 2 down. Now here in the bottom of the fifth, and it will bring up the number 2 man in Tyson Antonin. Bridger Babcock's been busy over at first base today. A lot of picks over there. Tyson Antonin 0 for 2 so far with a walk. First pitch will miss low and inside for ball 1. Top of the 6th inning for the Govs. They'll have 6, 7, and 8. Cooper Twilliger, Charlie Simpson, and Porter Hunsley. That number 8 spot will be the first time that we'll see somebody hit twice. This will be a line shot into left field, right to Lineback, though, and that will take care of the 5th inning. Run does score in the inning on 1 hit, no errors and no one left on base. We head to the 6th. It is 12-8. Governors up by 4. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our number 1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
Swing for the fences with a great deal from Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. Whether you need a powerful truck, a fuel-efficient sedan, or a spacious SUV, they've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road and in the game. Don't strike out. Stop by today or visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, where the best deals in town are always in play.
It is the top of the 6th. Governors with a 4-run lead, 12-8 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. And it will be 6, 7, and 8. Cooper Twilliger, Charlie Simpson, and Porter Hunsley. Anybody reaches base? Parker O'Brien. Twilliger is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He singled home a run in the first, flew out to center in the 3rd, and walked in the 5th inning. First pitch, Twilliger will foul this one away on the right side, and the count's 0-1. Govs are now 6 outs away from trying to finish off a sweep of the Bobcats, where things were looking to start to get out of hand in that first inning. Now they lead by 4, but as we've seen with the amount of runs that have scored so far in this game, being 12-8, just because it's a 4-run lead does not mean it's a safe lead right now. Still want to add to it. 1-1 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and the count's 2-1. And then you're going to go through the heart of the order for Brookings in the 6th inning. This will be floated out towards center field, but not really. It was not out of the turf of the infield, outfield part as the second baseman and Schneider makes the catch. Leadoff man retired near the top of the 6th inning, and it brings up now Charlie Simpson. I'd say there's probably a good 3 or 4 steps in that the edge of the turf that would be the infield that goes to the outfield here at Bob Sheldon Field, which is kind of the same at Brandon Valley too. It extends just enough to make it a little bit more of an easier dip down into the grass than what would be the edge of the infield dirt. You get a couple of steps off of there and kind of maybe helps alleviate some of the immediately out of the infield, and all of a sudden you're off the turf. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop. The throw from Antonin will be in time, and there's 2 down now here in the top of the 6th. And it will bring up the number 8 man in Porter Hunsley. Hunsley, no official at bat, sacrifice bunt in the top of the 5th inning. One of the 2 productive outs that you can have in an inning. There's another ground out for an RBI as the first pitch is over for strike 1. No activity out in the left field bullpen for the Pierre Governors. 0-2 or 0-1 is grounded over to the shortstop again. Antonin will field. It'll be 1-2-3 inning for Baker Hansen. In the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is a 12-8 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Brookings Bobcats. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
It is the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Pierre Governors have a 12-8 lead in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. As the first pitch is over for a strike 1 and a swing and a miss from Jace Bauer, who having himself a pretty good day today. He is 2 for 2 in this ball game, but on base all 3 times. 2 doubles overall, 3 hits. That one's a strike that Bauer didn't necessarily like, and the count's now 0-2. We'll see what Hunsley wants to do with the 0-2 count. 0-2 pitch. Fastball, run it by him. A swing and a miss and a 3-pitch strikeout of Jace Bauer. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And it brings up Winston Plummer, who doubled home a run in that bottom of the 4th. On the extra base hits for Brookings. First pitch is over for strike 1 here to Winston Plummer. They had just 2 hits in that first inning, but since then they have had 3 hits in the last 2 innings, all 3 being doubles. Here's a ground ball that is going to roll foul over towards Parker O'Brien, and the count is now 0-2. They had a double in that first game as well, so 4 doubles in total today for the Bobcats. It's about well away from Sun and Shine with nobody on base. And doesn't make a difference or not. Again, as we close into the 9 o'clock hour, after we're done here in this doubleheader, we will have coverage of the NBA to try and see if we get the Minnesota Timberwolves opponent, Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets, in Game 6 of that series. Game 7 would be on Sunday if necessary. 2-2. That one high and outside. The count's now 3-2. We will probably end up being the end of the first half by the time we get out there. That'll be a walk issued to Plummer after it was 0-2. He's able to work his way into a one-out walk. It is Jay Harris that will come to the plate. They're halfway through the second quarter. Maybe we'll get to the end of the second. The Rockets have a 6-point lead right now. Blues are winning 5-1 at the end of 2 periods in St. Louis. We will have a pinch runner for Winston Plummer. So it'll be number 40 in Kissen Ryer. So Ryers, who was a third baseman in Game 1, will be the pinch runner here in this opportunity. This will be flown out towards right center field. Charlie Simpson will get over to make the catch. And they are now 2 down. You would assume that Plummer will come back in as the DH whenever his spot comes back up, if it does in the 7th inning, or I guess it still could in the 6th inning. But then, knowing that they're down by 4, you need to try and get a run, and there's a re-entry rule, so you can still have Plummer hit in the 7th if his spot would come back up, and then you could run for him again. This pitch will be in the turf. The throw to second. Shufflebine couldn't make the catch. Actually, it might have hit Ryer as he was running to second. It was going to be a close play. I think Ryer is going to get there even if Shufflebine had made the catch. He didn't get a terrible jump. It wasn't probably the best jump overall. A little bit of hesitation, but you got the speed to make up for it. That will want to catch the outside corner at the top of the zone. Counts 1-1 to Tane Frederick, who also has a double so far. Got 4 doubles in this game. Their last 4 hits have been doubles. 1-1 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-1. 4 of their 7 hits have been doubles. Here's the 2-1. That one will catch the zone. Counts 2-2. A strike away from getting us to the top of the 7th, where it'll be 9-1-2 for the Govs. Two-two pitch. That was a good pitch there from Hunsley. Frederick did not chase. And it's now 3-2. Three-two pitch from Hunsley. That'll be fouled on a play. And we'll do it again with a full count. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 4 runs in the first for the Govs, 1 in the second, and then 7 in the 5th. 6 runs in the first and only 1 run in both the 4th and 5th innings. There's a walk issued to Frederick. Second walk of the inning. It's now 1st and 2nd with 2 away. And it brings up Maxton Jensen, who is taking off the shin guards, which delays him getting over to home plate. Again, if Hunsley can get through the rest of this game, that leaves the door open for tomorrow to be a lot more. Rich Leinbach, you got to expect it would be a starter in one of those 2 games. Here's a line shot into center field right to George Staley. Had him played perfect, didn't have to move, and it retires the side. Hunsley works around 2 walks, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the 7th. It is a 12-8 lead for Pierre over Brookings. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
It is the top of the 7th, and the Pierre Governors lead at 12-8 in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. 9-1 and 2. Parker O'Brien, Carter Shufflebine, and George Stalley will all come to the plate. As I think the home plate umpire is just trying to maybe saying that the DH is going to just re-enter from the pinch runner, and that doesn't affect anything on the field so much because Baker Hansen's still on the mound for the Bobcats. Nolan Krogman went 4 innings, giving up 7 hits, 9 runs, 8 of them earned, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. We didn't give you Hudson Stosher. I believe we gave you Hudson Stosher, but either way, Hudson Stosher, 2 innings, 2/3 of an innings pitched, no hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, with 4 walks and no strikeouts. 3 walks with a hit batter. First pitch will miss for ball 1 to Parker O'Brien. And then it was for Weston Northrup, who went 2 innings, 5 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0. Here to Parker O'Brien, who is 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI single back in the top of the 5th inning. There's a ground ball to the right side. This will be fielded by the second baseman, Schneider. His throw to first will retire O'Brien, and there's one down here in the top of the 7th. And it brings up now Carter Shufflebine, who is 3 for 4 with a double and 2 singles in this game. Been on base 3 of the 4 times. Also had the Little League home run. Was the second run in that first game. First pitch will miss for ball 1. That was the insurance run that Shufflebine had. No pun intended of the scoreboard sponsorship. Shufflebine out towards left field. Long run. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 4-hit day. And then it was wide of the left fielder. Shufflebine will take off for second, and he's going to get there standing up. I don't know if it took a bad hop on the left fielder in Mendering, if it went off of his glove, but Shufflebine ends up at second. And that is most likely a single and an error. And it's now George Stalley who singled home a run back in the top of the 5th inning. That one's over for strike 1. That curveball really broke back in on Stalley. It is officially a single and an error for Shufflebine, who has now got 3 singles and a double in this second game. That one's caught by the pitcher as it came right back to him. They'll double off Shufflebine at second, and that will end the inning. What a catch there. Sticking the glove out and making the play was Baker Hansen. And he just flicks it over to second base to double off Shufflebine, who had no chance to get back. And that will take us to the end of the 6th inning. No runs, a hit, an error, and no one left on base in the minimum. Weird to say that one. And we are headed to the bottom of the 7th in a lead for the Pierre Governors. 12-8 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
KCCR Pierre, AM 1240 and 98.9 FM, a Riverfront broadcasting station.
Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
It is the bottom of the 7th. And Porter Hunsley trying to close it out here and get the win. He picked up the save in game number 1. Now trying to pick up the win here in game number 2. He's got 8-9-1. Jude Mendering and Cooper Schneider and Trey Christofferson be the first 3 hitters. We got to check how many pitches were thrown by Hunsley. I don't think he's anywhere close to being at where he, over the limit by any means, because you get 105 per the day. I just want to see how many he threw in that first game, which, again, wasn't a lot in that one inning he threw. He'll miss outside. The count's now 2-0. He ended up throwing just 15 pitches, so he had maybe 80 to work with. Make that 90 to work with, as that one's over for a strike. The count's now 2-1. You'd think it would be pretty easy to subtract 105 from 15. And Hunsley right now at 52, so he's got plenty of daylight in front of him to try and get through this bottom of the 7th inning. He's still got another basically 35 pitches to work with in this 7th. 3-1 pitch. That one's at the knees for a strike. The count's 3-2 here to Jude Mendering, who is 1 for 2. RBI walk in the first, flew out to center in the 3rd, and doubled the lead off the 5th inning. 3-2 pitch. That'll be ball 4. And a walk issue to lead off this bottom of the 7th inning.
Number 9, Cooper Schneider.
And it's now Cooper Schneider to the plate. With nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Schneider, he's 0 for 2. And a walk with an RBI. Reached on an error in the 3rd, and then grounded out with an RBI. Back in the 5th inning. 1-0 pitch. That one's over for a strike. Counts 1-1. 12 runs, 13 hits for Pierre. This will be popped foul. That'll get out of play, and the count's 1-2. The last time that the Pierre Governors were here and during the high school baseball season was 2023. And it was the Govs' first win in that second game, first win of the year. They didn't lose again to the rest of the season. This is a ground ball to O'Brien. He'll field the throw to second for 1. To first, it is going to get away from Bridger Babcock. Bounces right back to him. The throw will go to second, but it's wide of the bag. And safe at second is going to be Schneider. They had a real chance to somehow turn that into a double play. But it is a fielder's choice and a throwing error from Scheffelbein to allow him to get to second base on a 5-4 fielder's choice. And there's one down. Oh, hit the wrong button. I apologize to not have that play up there for you. There's runner on at second here with 1 out. Hit the Pierre Governor logo up on YouTube at KCCR Sports instead of changing it to the wide angle. First pitch is taken for strike 1 for Trey Christofferson. Every once in a while, just doesn't go right for me. More than every once in a while. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's over for a strike. Counts 0-2 here to Christofferson, who is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk so far in this game. Oh, 2 pitch. Upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. Looking for a strikeout and get that second out of the inning. And Christofferson didn't swing, and it wasn't a strike. It's now 2-2. That one looked good even without Christofferson swinging at it. 2-2 pitch. This will be flown out towards left field. This will be dropping on the line for a fair ball. And it will be first and third now with one away. Leinbach came flying in, but could not make the catch. Christofferson gets a bloop single to make it first and third here with one out.
23, Tyson
And it's now Tyson Antonin, the tying run, still on deck. Not coming to the plate yet, but gets ever so close to coming to the plate. And will Carter Roach send the runner? Now, his run doesn't matter. Neither run on the base matters right now. And if you're the Govs, you're probably at the point where you're going to say, hey, let's just go ahead and try and gun him out, trying to steal second if he's going to go. Who cares if we trade him out for a run? That'll clear the bases, and we got 2 outs. 0-1 pitch. Line shot. That is into left field for a base hit to make it a 12-9 game. Still first and second here with 1 out. RBI single for Antonin.
Number 17, Jace Bauer.
And now it's Jace Bauer, who has hit the ball well, but struck out swinging his last time to the plate. He's 2 for 3 now in the game. Walked in the first, single in the second, double in the fourth, and struck out in the sixth. First pitch over for strike one. That tying run now at the plates here for Brookings. 0-1 pitch, good. Curveball from Hunsley. Bauer's helmet almost popped off when he was swinging that hard for it. And the count's 0-2. Hunsley looking for the strikeout pitch. 0-2 pitch is skied up in the air. Infield. Well, it's going to be a foul ball. Can Sunshine make the catch? He will make the grab. He looked back at his glove to make sure he had the grab. And there's 2 down. And the Govs are 1 out away from taking the doubleheader here in Brookings. Winston Plummer back to the plate. First pitch is over for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. That'll miss low. The count's now 1-1. One pitch. Over for strike two, and the count's now 1-2, and the Govs are a strike away from picking up the doubleheader sweep of the Brookings Bobcats. Time is called here. Winston Plummer dig back in. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. Dawson gets, will field, hit thrown at second, and the Govs take a doubleheader sweep over the Brookings Bobcats. They win it 12-9 in game number 2. As the Govs are now 11-4 on the season and 10-3 in South Dakota games. We'll wrap it up coming up here after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Beck Motor Company is proud to sponsor the Pierre Governors baseball team this season. Just like the Governors, we believe in hard work, dedication, and striving for excellence every day. As these young athletes give it their all on the field, Beck Motor Company is here to deliver top-quality Chevy and Cadillac vehicles and unbeatable service. We're committed to supporting our community, and there's no better way to show that than backing our hometown team. Visit Beck Motor Company today and find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle. www.beck-motors.com. 605-224-5912. Go Govs!
Walking together in faith, living together in faith, working together in faith, that's who we are.
Hi, this is Pastor Sam Hanschke. I hope that our athletes have an excellent and successful season. I pray that God would continue to richly bless them. I invite you to join me in praying for our athletes during the year.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Did you know it is important for your child to see the dentist at the time their first tooth erupt? A healthy smile begins at birth, and there are many variables, from healthy eating habits to good oral hygiene and routine dental care. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer. At Missouri River Dentistry, we enjoy working with people of all ages. Dentistry is our profession, but people are our focus. I invite families to come experience an office that uses the latest techniques and equipment to be sure you receive that healthy and happy smile. To schedule your appointments for your family, call us at 223-2021. Kids love us, parents trust us.
As we welcome you back, it is a final score. Pierre Governors pick up the win at 12-9. Here, make that 12-9 in game number 2. And pick up a sweep of the Brookings Bobcats, who they won 2-0 in game 1. Porter Hunsley, who got the save in game 1, will get the win in game number 2. Nolan Krogman will take the loss as he gave up 9 runs, 8 of them earned, as Porter Hunsley throws the final 4 2/3 innings to get out, or 4 1/3 inning, to get the win in game number 2. As the Govs scored 4 runs in the first inning, but then we're down 6-4 going into the second. They made it 6-5. Brookings made it 7-5 in the bottom of the fourth. Then a 7-run fifth inning got the lead up to 12-7 for the Pierre Governors. Made it 12-8 in the bottom of the fifth, and then 1 run scoring in the seventh, to make it 12-9, and the Govs pick up the win over Brookings. Time of the ball game was 2 hours and 6 minutes, and the Govs are now going to be at 10-3 in South Dakota games, and overall 11-4 in overall 11-4 in the season, as they will take on Brandon Valley tomorrow in a doubleheader. We'll have coverage starting at 1:45 and a 2 o'clock puck drop between Pierre and Brandon Valley. We'll have that for you on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We've gotten to basketball coming up here just momentarily, as we will have the conclusion of Game 6 between Golden State and Houston, as that is at halftime. And we'll have that second half for you coming up here after we're done. But 2 big wins for the Govs. They found ways to just grind out a win in game number 1, and then their bats came alive in game number 2, which is what you want to see. You want to see more scoring from this Governor team and more hitting from this Governor team, when they got 12 runs on 12 hits. And they left only 5 guys on base, where Brookings left 10 guys on base with their 9 runs on 9 hits. And Pierre was able to work around probably the first time where their pitching performance wasn't top-notch. And not that it was bad by any means, but their pitching performance wasn't top-notch compared to what we've seen for this Governor team so far this season. And for them to then now hit the ball as well as they did, found a different way to get a win, and it was a high-scoring game instead of that low-scoring pitching duel, and the Govs get that win against Brookings in a big way. And that'll wrap things up for us. With the 12-9 win for the Pierre Governors in the doubleheader over Brookings. Back on the air 1:45 tomorrow afternoon between Pierre and Brandon Valley. And again, we'll take you out to San Francisco for Golden State and Houston. After this, you've been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Governor Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, True Green Chemlon, Edward Jones Financial, Overhead Doors, Todd's Electric, James Pharmacy, Yay Gare, AGE, First Fidelity, State Farm Insurance Becky Ponsaba Agency, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Agtegra, Ferding Electric, Envirotech, Kruger Climate Systems, Stalkin Peterson LLP, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Gales Gas, First United Methodist Church, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, Beck Motor Company, May Adams, American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Bank West, CHS River Plains, Faith Lutheran Church, Graham Tire, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Venture Communications, and the American of Fort Pierre. Join us all season for Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting, Central South Dakota's